Alright, so today we're going to be working on split flexibility, but actually being able to do a split is totally unnecessary. It really just means you're going to be working the hips and hamstrings a lot and stretching those. And again, if you can't do it, that's totally fine. If you guys do have blocks, that would be pretty useful today. If you don't, a stack of books works really well, just something you can plant your hands on and elevate them. Okay, so we'll get started in just a seated position. Bring the hands to the knees, and we're going to be warming up the neck, taking it in a slow circle. Inhaling as you reach the chin up and over, and exhaling as it comes down towards the chest. And switching the direction of your circles. And the next time your chin is at your chest, you're going to pause here. Take your hands and interlace the fingers behind your head. And wrapping the elbows in around the face, gently pull the chin closer to the chest. Stretching out the back of the neck and down the spine. Really lifting the chest and chin back out, releasing the hands. We'll take seated cat-cow. As you inhale, you're going to arch forward. Sending the gaze slightly up. And as you exhale, rounding back, tucking the chin, puffing back. Inhaling back forward. And exhale, rounding back. Moving at your own pace. We're going to begin taking circles in this motion, so coming over to the right, arching through center, over to the left, rounding back through center, over to the right. And switching directions. Sitting back up tall. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, twist over to the right. Bring the left hand across the right knee. Sitting up tall. And as you exhale, twisting a little deeper, looking over that back shoulder. Inhale, reaching your arms back up. Then exhale, twist to the left. Right hand comes across the left knee, left hand back behind you. Inhale, sitting up tall, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, arms reach back up. Then exhale, plant the hands, shift forward to come to a tabletop position. Stacking the wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we're going to begin taking our regular cat cows. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. And exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, cat. Inhale, back to cow. Take a deep breath in, expanding the belly, looking up. And moving between those with your own breath. Then coming back to a neutral spine, flexing the hands firmly, tuck the toes, and lift your hips back into a downward facing dog. Taking a moment to pedal at the feet here, bending one knee at a time, warming up the hamstrings. And finding stillness, stretching the heels towards the floor, grounding to the hands. For this next move, we're going to be lifting up the right leg and circling the hip and knee. If this is too much, you can come down to a tabletop position and do the same thing. Or you can stay up in your downward facing dog, lifting that right leg and taking the knee in big circles. Switching directions. Straightening the leg and lowering it down. Lift the left leg up, bend the knee and take it in circles. Again, if it gets too much, coming down to tabletop and doing the same thing. Switching directions in circles. Straightening the leg and lowering it down. Taking a breath in your downward facing dog before slowly walking feet up towards the hands. Taking them about hips distance apart. A bend in the knees. Go onto opposite elbows to come into round dog. Letting the head and arms hang heavy and gently swaying a little side to side. Releasing the hands back down to the mat. Heel toeing your feet out about as wide as your mat. Toes turned slightly outwards. Then you're going to lower the hips down. Bend the knees to come to a low squat. Pushing the elbows into the knees. Keeping the right in the spine. And we're going to move between this position and a forward fold. So if you do have blocks or stack of books, it can be helpful here to raise the hands up. But you can always come on tented fingertips if it's hard for you to reach the floor. And what we're going to do is we're just going to shift the hips up, turn the toes forward and fold. Then turn the toes back out, lower the hips, and lengthen the spine. Hips go back up, folding forward. Maybe keeping a bend in the knees if you have to at the top. Then lower the hips back down. Moving between these at your own pace. And this is really going to warm up the hips and warm up the hamstrings, which is what we want. Do one more of these, and then we'll meet in our forward fold. Heel toeing the feet together. Slight bend in the knees. Drop the head and round up the spine to come up to stand. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bringing the hands to the shins, lengthening the spine, come to a lift. Then exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to a plank. Inhale here. And exhale, knees down. Lie down on the belly. Inhale, lift the chest, slow cobra. Then exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Inhale, you're going to bend the knees and look between the hands. And on your exhale, you can walk, or you can hop up, feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant your hands. We're going to step back just with the right foot. Lowering the knee, untuck your toes. And inhale, reach the arms up. Inhale, reach your hand. And exhale, plant the hands, tuck the toes. Step back to the plank. Inhale here. And exhale, either knees down, lie down, or you can bend the elbows. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhale, hips up, down, facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward as you inhale. Then exhale, walk your hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot steps back. Lower the knee, untuck the toes. And inhale, reaching out, crescent lunge. Another inhale here, reaching through the arms. And exhale, plant the hands. Step back to the plank. Inhale here. And exhale, knees down, lie down, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, back to down facing dog. Staying here for a second, taking a deep breath into the nose and out through the mouth. Lifting the right leg up. Then bringing it through in between the hands. Staying on the ball of that left foot. Reach the arms up to come to a high lunge. Taking a bend in that front knee as you squeeze that back leg straight. Engaging the core here. Tucking the tailbone forward so you really feel the stretch in the front of that left hip. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. And as you exhale, maybe sink the hips a little lower. Bringing the hands down to the hips. We're going to bend and straighten that back leg. And keeping the back leg straight. We're going to bend and straighten the front knee. Keeping the tailbone tucked. Rebending the front knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. Taking a slight back bend, looking back. Then exhale, plant the hands down. Sit back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes up. Bringing it through between the hands, staying up and above that back foot. Inhale, reaching up, coming to your high lunge. Tucking the tailbone, sinking into the hips, squeezing that back leg straight. Then bringing the hands down to the hips. Lower and lift that back knee. Straighten the back knee and then straighten the front leg. Rebending the front leg. Reach the arms up, taking a slight back bend. Inhale here. And exhale, plant the hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. Right leg's going to lift back up. Coming through between the hands. Then we're going to plant the left foot about hip distance away. Toes about a 45-degree angle. So lift the arms and come to our warrior one. Keeping a bend in that front leg and back leg straight. We're going to straighten the front leg, reaching up. Then on our exhale, we're going to fold forward. Bring the hands either to the shin or down to the mat. Stepping that back foot in a little closer if you have to. Inhale, you're going to lift the chest, coming up onto tented fingertips. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold a little deeper. You're going to bend that front knee and lower the left leg down. Coming back up. Inhale, reaching the arms up to our low lunge. As you inhale, reaching to the arms, lengthen the spine, and exhale, sink the hips a little lower. One more inhale here. Then exhale, lower the hands down, bring that front foot. And we're going to shift the hips back to come to a half split. Flexing the toes towards the face. Inhale, lifting the chest, coming up onto the fingertips. Then exhale, fold over that front leg. And lifting the chest, bending the knee. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right leg and heel toe that right foot to the edge of your mat to come to lizard. Staying up on the hands, or you can come down onto the forearms. If it feels good, coming onto the pinky toe edge of that right foot and allowing the knee to go out to the side, making sure to keep the foot actively flexing. Coming back up onto the hands, if you are on your forearms. Bring that right foot back to center. Tucking the left toes and stepping back to your downward facing dog. Left leg still lift up. Bring it through between the hands. Right foot at a 45-degree angle. And lift the arms and chest to come to the warrior one. Straightening that left leg. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, fold forward, bringing the hands down to the shin or to the mat. Adjusting that back foot as necessary, maybe stepping in a little closer. Lifting the chest, coming on to 10 to fingertips. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale. And exhale, fold a little deeper over that leg. And that left leg shift forward and bring the right knee down to the mat, untucking the toes. And inhale, rolling lunge, keeping the tailbone tucked, loose engaged. Inhale, reaching through the arms and spine. And exhale, sinking the hips a little lower. One more inhale. And exhale, lower the hands down. Sink the hips back, flexing the front toes towards the face. Come into our half split. Inhale, lifting the chest. Then exhale, fold forward over that left leg. Bending that front knee. Bring the left hand to the inside of that left foot. And then throwing the left foot out to the edge of the mat to come to a lizard pose. Staying up on the hands or coming down onto the forearms. And if it feels good, rolling to the pinky toe edge of that left foot. And letting the knee go out to the side. Keeping the foot flexed. Coming back up onto the hands, tuck the right toes, and step the left foot back to your downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, bring it through between the hands, lowering that back knee, and sinking the hips back, straighten the leg, coming back to our half split. Slowly begin to inch that right foot out a little farther. If you have hardwood floors in front of you, that'll make it a little easier to do this next part, but not necessary. We're just going to come up and between the hips and inch that foot out a little more, then squeeze it back in. Keeping the hips square, not worried about how far you go down, just sinking the hips low and using the inner thigh muscles to pull that foot back in towards you. Then we're going to begin to sink into it, finding the stillness wherever your split may be. Keeping the front leg squeezing straight. Try to keep the hips square. Squeezing the back knee. And then just take a few deep breaths here. Then wherever you may be, slowly begin to pull that foot in. Take a plank foot, touch your back toes, and step back to your downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, planting between the hands, lower that right knee, and sit the hips back to come to your half split. Slowly inching that foot out to wherever is comfortable for you. And again, we're going to be sinking the hips down and using the inner thigh muscles to pull the heel back towards us. And this doesn't have to be a big motion, it could just be an inch or a couple of inches. Keeping your hips square. Then beginning to sink in to your deepest level. Keeping the legs engaged, keeping the front leg straight. And just taking a couple more deep breaths here. Slowly begin to pull that leg in. Planting the foot down. And stepping back to downward facing dog. Bring the toes together. Lower the knees down out wide on the mat. Child's pose, sinking back over the heels. Reaching the arms out and bringing the forehead down to the mat. Walking the hands over to the right, stretch out the side body. Bring the left hand on top of the right. Then coming through center, walking the hands over to the left. Right hand comes on top of the left hand. Coming back to center. Lifting up. And crossing ankles, sitting back. You're going to roll all the way down your spine to come to lie down. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. And gently rocking the middle side to side, massaging the back. We're going to cross the right thigh over on top of the left thigh. And you can either stay here, hugging the knees in, or you can grab onto either ankle, gently pulling them apart. So ankles go apart, bring the thighs closer together. Then releasing the hands, switch the legs on top, crossing the left leg over the right, staying here, hugging the knees in, or grabbing hold of the ankles and gently pulling them each other. And slowly releasing, unbending the legs, hugging the knees in. Take the arms out to the T, and you're going to bring the knees over to the right. As you look over your left shoulder for a twist. Knees come through center and over to the left. The knees over to the right. Coming back to center. Squeeze the knees in. Then grab and hold up the outer edges of the feet when it comes to happy baby. Bend the knees and bring them onto either side of the rib cage. And if it feels good, you can rock a little side to side here. Releasing the hands, lower the feet down, bring the soles of the feet together, feet out wide. Resting the hands on the belly, or you can rest the hands on top of the inner thighs for a little extra weight to push the legs down. Then moving the hands from the legs, if you have them there. Slowly bring the knees together. Then walking the feet out wide on the mat. We're going to make sure to lengthen the knees side to side. Bring the knees back to the chest. Grab behind the backs of the thighs. And rock a little on the spine. Until you can come all the way up. Back to a seated position. Inhale, reach your arms up. Then exhale, hands to our center. That is it for today.